2. From here to there.
Unit 2, Period 1, Activity 1. About to. At last. Clue. Get to. Or. If not. Prize. Riddle. Scout. Set off. So far. Track. Treasure hunt.
Jenny, her brother Jack and their friends Samar and Rummy are all scouts. Today, they are doing a treasure hunt. It's a race to find clues, work out their meanings and get to the treasure first. The girls have just set off and the boys are about to start. This is the first clue. Climb the hill through the woods until you see your second clue. It's on the final tree. 10 minutes later, they are in the woods. Jenny. Heh. We've been running and running for ages, but we haven't found another clue so far. Perhaps we're going the wrong way. Samar. No, we're coming out of the woods at last. Here's the final tree. Jenny. And our next clue. It's a riddle. What does it mean? My first is in look, but not in book. My second is in sang, but not in sing. My third is in make, but not in made. My last is in bed, but not in bad. Samar. Aha. The first letter is in look, but not in book, so that's one. And next is A. Jenny. Yes, so the third is K and the final letter is E, lake. Samar. And there's a sign along this track to the left, to the lake. 3. Listen and answer the questions.
Period 1. Activity 3.
Jenny, her brother Jack, and their friends Samar and Rami are all scouts. Today, they are doing a treasure hunt. It's a race to find clues, work out their meanings, and get to the treasure first. The girls have just set off, and the boys are about to start. This is the first clue. Climb the hill through the woods until you see your second clue. It's on the final tree. 10 minutes later, they are in the woods.
Hey, we've been running and running for ages, but we haven't found another clue so far. Oh, perhaps we're going the wrong way.
No, we're coming out of the woods at last. Here's the final tree.
And our next clue. It's a riddle. Oh, what does it mean? My first is in look, but not in book. My second is in sang, but not in sing. My third is in make, but not in made. My last is in bed, but not in bad.
Aha! The first letter is in look, but not in book. So that's L. And next is A.
Yes, so the third is K, and the final letter is E. Lake.
And there's a sign along this track to the left. To the lake.
30 minutes later, they find their final instructions. Now turn east and don't turn west. 1 more minute, you'll be there. Behind a wall, look everywhere. Find the prize and be the best. Now they really run. They want that prize. But something is wrong.
We've been running for a minute, but we still haven't seen that wall. This time, I think we have been going the wrong way.
You're right. Look, the sun is on our left. That means we're going west, not east.
Oh no! Quick, or the boys will win. Let's go.
1. Why are the girls running? They're doing a treasure hunt and they want to win. 2. What is the problem at the end? They realize that they've been running west, not east. 4. Read and do the tasks. 1. Say how long the girls have been running by the end of their second conversation. They've been running for a minute. 2. Look at the first picture below. Say what they are doing wrong. They are running the wrong way. 3. Look at the second picture below. Say what the prize is. Then say what the girls are imagining. The prize is a box of chocolates. The girls are imagining that the boys have won the prize. 5. Work in pairs. Read out the story and the clues starting on page 18. 30 minutes later, they find their final instructions. Now turn east and don't turn west. 1 more minute, you'll be there. Behind a wall, look everywhere. Find the prize and be the best. Now they really run. They want that prize. But something is wrong. Jenny, we've been running for a minute, but we still haven't seen that wall. This time, I think we have been going the wrong way. Samar, you're right. Look, the sun is on our left. That means we're going west, not east. Jenny, oh, no. Quick or the boys will win. Let's go. 1. Read. Add new words from period 1. Make any changes needed. 1. A. Here's one of the easiest riddles that I know. What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? B. Let me think. Ah, yes, I've got it. It's the word short, isn't it? 2. A. Can you tell me how to get to the bookshop from here, please? B. Oh, I'm about to go that way, so come with me and I'll show you. 3. A. We've been looking for Joe's house for ages, and so far we've been going round in circles. B. Yes, and we need to find it soon, or we'll miss his birthday party. A. Ah, look. Last, number 15, London Road. Now work in pairs. Check your work and then practice. 2. Read and complete the summary. Add new words from period 1. Jenny, Jack and their friends are scouts and one day, they did a treasure hunt together. The aim was to be the first to find a prize. The girls set off before the boys and they quickly started running along a narrow country track. They followed their first clue up a hill and through some woods. 3. Read again and answer the questions. 1. Where are they when Jenny says, they are in the woods. 2. Why is she worried? She thinks they're going the wrong way. 3. Where do they have to go after they come out of the woods? They have to go to the lake. 4. When do they finally realize they have made a mistake? After they've been running for a minute. 5. Why does Jenny want to go even faster at the end? She's worried that the boys will win. 6. How much longer will they have to run after this? 2 more minutes. For work in pairs. Finish the story. 1. Say how the girls imagined the end. Say how these 2 endings are different. Decide which of the 3 endings you prefer. 2. Now tell the end of the story. Start like this. 2 minutes later, the girls were completely out of breath. But then, at last, they got to. 5. Work in pairs. Think and discuss. 1. Do you belong to the Scouts or have you ever thought of joining? 2. What do you think about the organization? 1. Read the examples. 1. The girls have just set off. 2. We have not found another clue so far. 3. We still have not found that wall. For we have been going the wrong way. 5. We have been running and running. 6. We have been running for ages. Look at the examples again. Tick, heavy check mark, the best way to complete the statements. 1. Examples 1 to 3 are in the present perfect. 2. We often use the present perfect for past actions that affect the present. Example 1. The girls have set off, so now they are running. 3. We can use the present perfect for past non-actions that affect the present. Example 2. We haven't found another clue so far, so we are still looking. For we often use just, already, not, yet, still, not and, not, so far with the be present perfect. Examples 1 to 3. 5. We often use the present perfect continuous for actions that started in the past and continue up to the present. Example 4. We started going the wrong way and we are still going the wrong way. 6. With the present perfect continuous, we often repeat the verb or use time phrases like for ages to emphasize how long the action has been. Examples 5 and 6. 2. Rearrange the words to make positive and negative statements in the present perfect. 1. Not start, but the boys the girls so far, set off, already. The girls have already set off, but the boys haven't started so far. 2. Not reach, yet the girls, pass, the lake the sign but they. 2. The girls have passed the sign but they haven't reached the lake yet. 3. The final clue they, see, instead of east but they west, just turn. 3. They have seen the final clue but they have just turned west instead of east. 3. Work in pairs. Ask and answer questions in the present perfect continuous. Use since or for. Lana is 6 today and she is a very clever child. Talk about the time chart. 1. Play the piano, a year. 2. Write the age of 4. 2. How long has Lana been writing? She's been writing since the age of 4. 3. Read the last 3 years. 3. How long has Lana been reading? She's been reading for the last 3 years. For she's been doing that since the age of 15 months. 4. How long has Lana been running and jumping, run and jump, the age of 15 months? 5. Talk, a year old. 5. How long has Lana been talking? She's been doing that since she was a year old. 6. Walk, the age of 9 months. 6. How long has Lana been walking? She's been walking since the age of 9 months. Student A. How long has Lana been playing the piano? Student B. She has been doing that for a year. Point 2. Now say how long you have been doing various things. Use these ideas. Play, volleyball. Use, a computer. Learn, English. Learn, to cook.
Period 4. Activity 1. Exact. Exactly. GPS. Global Positioning System. kph. Kilometers per hour. Life raft. Measure. Orbit. Point. Position. Row. Sat-nav. Satellite navigation system. Storm. Wave. Word formation. Near. Nearly. Satellite and phone. Satellite phone.
2. Look at the pictures in the passage and do the tasks. 1. Describe what you can see. A picture of 4 men rowing a boat, a picture of satellites above the Earth in contact with an electronic device on the Earth, a map showing distances from. 2. Use the title of the passage to suggest a connection between the pictures. It's probably about a group of men in a boat who needed to know exactly where they were. 3. Read and do the tasks. 1. Say what the people in the boat were trying to do. They were trying to row across the Atlantic from Canada to Britain. 2. Say how GPS can help people at sea like them. It can tell people exactly where they are. 3. Say where else GPS technology is very useful. In car sat-navs. For read and answer the questions. 1. When and where was the photo of the boat probably taken? It was probably taken in Canada, before they started rowing towards Britain. 2. What happened to the weather one night and what happened to the boat? There was a terrible storm. The boat was destroyed by a huge wave. 3. What 3 things saved their lives and how did each one help? They had a small life raft, they had a satellite phone and they had a GPS. They climbed in the raft, they used the. For why does GPS equipment need to see at least 3 satellites in order to work? Because with only one or two, it can't work out exactly where you are. 5. What does a sat-nav show a car driver? Their position on a map. 6. What other questions can it answer for the driver? 7. Why does the writer describe GPS as modern technology at its best? Because it's not so expensive, it saves time and it saves lives. Before the wave. Aim, row across the Atlantic from Canada. How long at sea? 40 days. Distance traveled, 3.000 kilometers. 5. Read again and complete the notes. Now work in pairs. Ask and answer questions about your notes. Student A. What did they aim to do? Student B. They aimed to row across the, from, to. Before the wave. Aim, row across the Atlantic from Canada. How long at sea? 40 days. Distance traveled, 3,000 kilometers. How far from land? 450 kilometers. The wave and after time of wave, 2:30 a.m. Time ship arrived, 6:30 a.m. Time spent in raft, 4 hours. GPS network of satellites. Orbit at a speed of 19,300 kilometers per hour. GPS equipment sees 3 or more satellites, measures their distance. Works out its exact position. Finding the way. Mark Stubbs and his team wanted to be the fastest to row across the Atlantic from Canada to Britain. By 6 p.m. on the 8th of August, 2004, after 40 days and 3,000 kilometers, they had nearly done it. Their GPS showed they were just 450 kilometers from land. But that night, there was a terrible storm and at 2:30 a.m., a huge wave destroyed their boat and threw them into the sea. Luckily, they managed to save a small life raft, a satellite phone and their GPS. They climbed into the raft and they used the GPS to find their position. Then they called for help. With the GPS information, a ship found 15 them at 6:30 a.m. Soon, the men were climbing the side to safety. GPS technology had saved their lives. Pink lady. This alone is not very useful. But then imagine that someone else says, you're 375 kilometers from Cairo. You now know that 30 you are at one of 2 points. GPS uses a network of satellites. These orbit Earth at 19,300 kilometers per hour and the GPS equipment 20 on the ground can always see 3 or more. It measures its distance from each and from this works out its exact position. The system is quite simple. Imagine you are lost. You ask someone your position and 25 this person says, you're 250 kilometers from Damascus. Finally, someone else says, you're 220 kilometers from Aqaba. Well, now you know exactly, you are in Hebron. Car sat-navs have become a very popular 35 use of GPS in recent years. A sat-nav shows the car's position on a map and it answers questions like these. When and where did I start? Stop. How far have I traveled so far? Times. How long have I been on the road? How fast am I going? GPS saves time, has saved many lives and, at around $200, is also not so expensive for many. This is modern technology at its best. 1. Replace with new words from period 4. Make any changes needed. 1. Ships use GPS to learn where they are. 2. If the big boat sinks, we will escape in our life raft. 3. The moon orbits planet Earth every 24 hours. 4. I'm using my sat-nav to find the house. 5. It's a very narrow track and cars can only pass at 2 points. 2. Add other new words from period 4. Make any changes needed. 1a. During the storm the wind did a lot of damage. b. Yes, I heard it reached speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour. 2a. I need to know the exact size of the glass that you want. b. All right, I'll go and measure the window now. 3a. We have to get through the waves to get to the beach and they're huge. b. We'll just have to row through them as well as we can. 4a. Are you calling us by satellite phone? Please give us your exact position. b. Yes, I'm nearly 600 kilometers out at sea, so ordinary phones don't work. Now work in pairs. Check your work and then practice. 3. Read the passage again and do the tasks. Say what the underlined phrases refer to. 1 lines 15 to 16. Soon, the men were climbing the side to safety. The side of the boat. 2 lines 19 to 20. GPS equipment on the ground can always see. 3 or more satellites. Say what the underlined words and phrases mean. 1 lines 19 to 20. GPS equipment on the ground can always see 3 or more. Be in contact with. 2 line 44. This is modern technology at its best. In the best form. For work in groups. Think and discuss. The same storm has hit your boat. You have rescued the same things as the others. You just have time to take 4 more. Choose the most useful things from the box. A camera. A small cooker. 5 kilos of chocolate. A mobile phone. A computer. A large bottle of water. A map of Western Europe. A radio. Some packets of dried food. Some warm sweaters, 1 per person. 5 work in pairs. Think and discuss. I think people who do dangerous things like those men are mad and selfish. I think they're very brave. And it's natural to try to be the first or the best.
Period 6. Activity 1. We were looking for the treasure of Captain Wild. A huge box full of coins and jewelry from 300 years ago. With the captain's map, we flew north over the land, but close to the Pacific Ocean to the west. Below us was an empty desert that was covered with stones. To our east was a long wall of high, snowy mountains. At last, we saw the river that our map showed. We landed on the beach beside the sea, and we jumped down from our small plane onto the sand. Our treasure hunt began right there. We followed the river away from the sea, and the land rose on each side of the river until we were in a deep valley. Then we climbed up past a dramatic waterfall to an area of farmland near a beautiful blue lake. We stopped and rested there, and then we started climbing through the woods on the side of the mountains. We followed a small river that ran down through the woods towards the lake. Then, finally, we came to a small cave. It was the cave on the map. We went in, and at the back of the cave, we could just see the top of a huge box. We carefully opened it, and there it was. The treasure of Captain Wild.
3 work in pairs. Make up another riddle clue. My first is in ring, but not in sing. My second is river. My first is in ring, but not in sing. My second is in sing, but not in sang. My third is in cave, but not in cake. My fourth is in see, but not in say. My fifth is in hard, but not in had. Two work in pairs. Ask and answer questions. It is late on the 7th of August. A reporter is calling with some questions for Mark Stubbs. Student A, you are the reporter. Ask these questions. Where did you set off from? I set off from Newfoundland, Canada. What date did you leave? I left on the 30th of June, 2004. How did you all feel when you started? I felt, I was. How far have you traveled so far? I have traveled 3,000 kilometers so far. How many days have you been at sea? I have been at sea for 40 days. How do you all feel everything has gone so far? I feel, I am. 1. Make statements about the pictures. Use the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. They have been running for ages, but they haven't found. 1. They have been running for ages, but they haven't found another clue yet. 2. He's been fishing since early this morning, but he hasn't caught anything yet. 3. She's been studying for an hour, but she hasn't finished work yet. 4. They've been waiting since 8 a.m., but they haven't seen a bus yet. 2. Work in pairs. Ask and answer. Questions about travel information. 1. Yasir is on the road from Alexandria to Cairo, a trip of 200 kilometers. Complete the information that his sat-nav gives him. Started from Alexandria at 8:15. Time now 9:15. Time traveled so far 1 hour. Distance traveled 100 kilometers. Speed during the last hour 100 kilometers per hour. On the road to Cairo. Distance still to travel 100 kilometers. Probable time still to travel 1 hour. 2. Answer the questions. 1. Where did Yasir start from? He started from Alexandria. 2. When did he leave? He left at 8:15. 3. How long has he been on the road so far? He has been on the road 1 hour so far. 4. How far has he traveled so far? He has traveled 100 kilometers so far. 5. What has his speed been during the last hour? His speed has been 100 kilometers per hour during the last hour. 6. How much of the trip has he done? He's done half of the trip.
Period 9. Activity 2.
Hi, Rami.
Oh, hi, Jack. How are you?
Fine, thanks. And how are you?
Really well. I haven't seen you for ages.
Oh, that's partly because we were away at school camp in the Lake District for a week.
What was that like?
It was really good.
What did you do there?
Jenny did a lot of sailing and I did a lot of climbing.
Nice. But that was in the middle of the summer holidays, wasn't it? What have you been doing since then?
Well, for the last 3 weeks, I've been playing a lot of football. I've been training really hard for a place in City's junior team.
Wow. Have you been training every day?
Well, almost every day.
That means you're going to be really fit for the treasure hunt today.
I've certainly managed to get a lot fitter than I was. Anyway, what have you been doing?
Oh, I haven't been doing anything very special. In my free time, I've mostly been helping Mum and Dad move to their new shop.
Well, that sounds a lot of fun.
No, not really. It's mostly been a lot of hard work. But they've been paying me.
That's very nice of them.
Yes, and that means I've been able to do one very nice thing.
Oh, what's that?
I've bought the new SK75 phone.
That really is something special. Have you got it with you?
Yes, look. Here it is. I'm really pleased with it.
Period 9. Activity 4.
1. I haven't seen you for ages. 2. It was really good. 3. I've been training really hard. 4. Jenny did a lot of sailing, and I did a lot of climbing. 5. What have you been doing since then? 6. Well, almost every day.
Work in pairs. Read and act out. Rummy. I haven't seen you for ages. Jack. Oh, that's partly because we were away at school camp for a week. Rummy. What was that like? Jack. It was really good. Rummy. What did you do there? Jack. Jenny did a lot of sailing and I did a lot of climbing. Rummy. Nice. But what have you been doing since then? Jack. I've been training really hard for a place in City's junior team. Rummy. Wow. Have you been training every day? Jack. Well, almost every day. 1. Work in pairs and put a story together. Do the tasks. 1. Read and number the sentences in order, starting with the topic sentence. I remember when my friends and I did a treasure hunt in the park. The start was near a tree at the center of the park, and my friends and I were told about the prize, a big box of chocolates. The first clue sent my friends and me to the end of the park. At the end of the park, the second clue pointed to the park gate. Everyone was sent from the park gate to the play area. The third clue took everyone back from the play area to the center of the park. The box of chocolates was under the tree and 2 small boys were under the tree, too. The 2 small boys were eating the last 2 chocolates from the box of chocolates when my friends and I arrived. 2. Find ways to shorten the story. I remember when my friends and I did a treasure hunt in the park. The start was near a tree at the center and we were told about the prize, a big box of chocolates. The first clue sent us to the end of the park. Then, at the end, the second clue pointed to the park gate. After that, everyone was sent from the park gate to the play area. Then the third clue took everyone back from the play area to the center. Finally, the prize was under the tree and 2 small boys were there. They were eating the last 2 chocolates when we arrived. 2. Work in pairs. Produce a puzzle and use it. 1. Choose a place to reach, not too far from school. 2. Take turns to state the best route, sentence by sentence. 3. Imagine you are already at the place and produce the story like this. You went out of the school gate 5 minutes ago. Then you turned left and went along the road for 5 minutes. After that, you went across it at the second crossroads and you turned right. You have been walking along this road for the last 3 minutes. You have just passed a big shop and you are opposite a big building. Where are you? 4. Write down your puzzle. Check each other's work. 5. Work with another pair. Read out your puzzle, sentence by sentence. Can they tell you where they are? Unit task: creating a puzzle.
Around the world in 80 days. East India. Mongolia. Fogg and Passepartout traveled by train to Italy, and there they caught a ship, the Mongolia, to take them to Bombay, in India. Exactly 7 days after they had left London, their ship stopped in Suez, Egypt. There, Fogg and Passepartout left the ship and went to show their passports at the British consulate. On the way there, they were seen by another Englishman, Mr. Fix. He was a London police detective, and he was in Suez to catch the London bank robber. He was excited now because Fogg closely matched the description of the robber. He secretly followed them. Then, when Fogg returned to the ship 15 alone, he started talking to Passepartout. He discovered that the men were traveling round the world, and that Fogg was carrying £20,000. Fix was sure that Fogg was the robber. He decided to join the Mongolia and travel to Bombay. There he could arrest Fogg because India was a British colony. He sent a message to London. He asked the police to send the correct arrest papers straight to Bombay. Passepartout was surprised to see Fix again, now on the ship. They spent time together and became quite friendly as they sailed along the Suez Canal, through the Red Sea and across the Indian Ocean. This journey normally took 10 days, but Fogg had promised the ship's engineer a lot of money if he could get them to Bombay ahead of schedule. And he did. They reached Bombay at 4:30 p.m. on the 20th of October, 2 days early. There, Fogg sent Passepartout to buy more clothes for them both. While Passepartout was shopping, Fogg went straight to the passport office, and then to the railway station. There, he waited quietly for the 8 p.m. train to Calcutta. He was not interested in seeing Bombay. However, Passepartout was very excited to be there. He finished shopping and then looked round the city. He decided to go inside a beautiful temple. But he did not know that everyone must first take off 30 their shoes, and he did not. Imi. Where did the first train take them? To Italy. How did they travel after that? By boat. Who is the third man in the picture? Mr. Fix. When did they get to Bombay? On the 20th of October at 4:30 p.m. How are Phileas Fogg and Passepartout out travelling at the end of the episode? By train. 1. Read and answer the questions. 1. Why was Fix first interested in Fogg? Because Fogg looked similar to the bank robber. 2. What did he hope to do in Bombay? He hoped to arrest Fogg in Bombay. 3. What did Passepartout do wrong in Bombay? He went into a temple with his shoes on and he hit some priests in the temple. 2. Decide who said or thought what. And say where. 1. And after I finish shopping, I want to see everything possible. I may never have the chance to come here again. Passepartout, in Bombay. 2. I would like tickets for my servant and myself to Bombay. Phileas Fogg, in Italy. 3. This is my lucky day because that man looks just like the bank robber. But where's he going? I must follow him. Mr. Fix, in Suez. Fogg, you can't come in here like that. Get those shoes off your feet. Now. The priests in the temple, in Bombay 5. Oh, hello. What a surprise. We spoke in Suez 2 days ago, didn't we? I never expected to see you again like this, so let's go and have a cup of tea together. Mr. Fix, on the ship in the Suez Canal. 6. Here's some money to buy us some cooler clothes for the next part of our journey. But make sure you're at the station by 7:45. Phileas Fogg, in Bombay. 7. Well, I don't know much about him, but I can tell you that we're travelling round the world, and he's carrying £20,000 to pay for everything. Passepartout in Suez. 8. Now, they say it's 10 days from here to there. But I need to get there fast, so I'll give you £100 for every day that you can cut our journey. Phileas Fogg, on the boat to India. 3. Make statements about 1 to 8 in the correct order. 1. Phileas Fogg said 2 in Italy. Answers: 2, 3, 7, 5, 8, 6, 1, 4.